I'm out here I can't even talk today, on a video for you guys. Kind of a garden update or 2026 garden. I don't know if you guys remember these from before, but we're gonna do something cool with them this year. All right, everyone, in this video, we are gonna just hang out in the garden, do some spring planting, some kind of assessing the chaos. I'm gonna try to get a few things planted before all the weeds show up. And I have a few new things I'm trying. So if you wanna come hang out while I prep the beds and transplant some stuff, plant some seeds, this is just real life gardening, just real how it is in my life. So yeah, if you like that kind of thing, if you just wanna hang out while I do something that I'm not very good at, or you just like watching me do what you don't wanna do, that's fine too. So yeah, hang out with me and I'll show you some kind of an update. I did do a gardening video before, so you'll see some things that I'm doing the same, some things I'm doing different, and just, I mean, it's not pristine, it's real life. So hopefully that'll encourage you to realize that you can do it. Wherever you live in an apartment, put a pot out. You don't have any green space, maybe find a way to volunteer, but there's ways that we can just kind of surround ourselves with nature. I'm what you call indoorsy most of the time, but I do enjoy having a garden, and I'm trying to do more in the garden to make it less of a guilt garden, which I talked about before, and more of something that I look forward to. So a big part of that this year is going to be flowers. Another part is planting a few new vegetables that I've been eating more of that I hadn't grown before. And actually some of them I hadn't even really eaten before this past year. So, you know, kind of making it exciting for yourself instead of just a burden, even though there's parts of it that are always going to be that way, like weeding or, you know, harvesting and figuring out what to do with things, or, you know, sometimes bugs take over. That stuff's still going to be there. But when you add the fun stuff, then, you know, that makes real life more joyful and less stressful. So that's kind of the point. So join me today and let's just see what I get up to. As you can see, we're out here again. In one of my gardening videos previously, I did show digging up a couple of these for some other pots, but they've multiplied. Oops. Which isn't a problem. They're not like a bad plant. They're very pretty, but they're hidden behind these big old bushes, so like it's a waste. Well, this year for spring, I had plenty of space in my garden beds in the back and thought it would be nice to do, I don't even know if you can see me, it'd be nice to do a cut flower garden. Most of the flowers that I put in there won't be ready till summer, but I thought, well, I'll just transplant a bunch of these out back and have a beautiful bunch of flowers. Plus that allows me to dig them up more easily again later if I wanted to fill some pots. So I just feel like it's gonna be a win-win, but I've never done it before, so that's what I'll be doing out here. Also, I don't know if you'll be able to see, they are very long and leggy just because of the fact that there's not as much sun and they've had to reach. And I really hate to do it, but I may have to cut them because I don't want them that long and leggy. But I'm kind of sad because there's blooms, so we'll see. I may not do that. I may dig them up big, plant them out back, and then trim them back when I get there, but we'll just see how hard this is to do. Oh, and they're snapdragons, by the way. Oh my, they're pretty big. We got a good root on that one, so that's awesome. Thankfully the rocks, oh my gosh, look at this. The rocks make it easy to pull these out, but the sad part is they don't make it any easier to pull the weeds out. Oh, these are coming up really nice. I'm happy about that. I was worried because we haven't had a lot of rain lately, We had too much, of course, previously, but I was worried I wouldn't be able to get them out easily, but they're coming out great. What I was talking about. See, some of them are about ready to bud out, and I hate to cut them back. So I'll consult the expert, my mother, and ask her if I can let them bloom once and then cut back, or if she thinks I should cut back right away. Little garden buddy. I don't know if I can know where to go. Oh, I lost him. We had a little garden buddy pop up, a little worm, which is good. We want that in the soil. So I've just got a couple more to plant, and then we'll have our snapdragon garden to start with. It'll eventually be other things. I'm kind of sad because our local Walmart actually had something that looked interesting to me that I wanted to plant, but they went out of stock and I cannot find it, like an affordable one anywhere. So I will just have to find other things to plant later on. They're so floppy. I'm definitely gonna have to cut some of these. This is an important part of transplanting, and it's also one of the reasons I did it today. You probably can't tell, but it's mostly cloudy and only like 45 degrees. You can transplant even in the heat of the summer, but it's harder. So I wanted to get out here early, transplant when it's cool, and then you need to water them in. The soil was still moist, but it's always good to just get them really good, especially since it is going to be a little warmer today later on, and the sun could peek out. So there you go for you ASMR people. Woo, that startled me. I didn't film when I was gardening yesterday because it took what little energy I had left, but I'm doing watermelon radishes and butter lettuce in this one. Turnips for my keto husband, and some snow peas on this trellis. And bok choy in the back, which I'm super excited about for me, and in the front beets, because my mom just moved back to my town, which I'm super excited about, but she hasn't had time to get a garden, and she's a super amazing gardener, but she wanted some produce, and I thought, wow, it's nice to be able to do something for her for a change. She's always helping me out, so I planted a few things for her, and if she doesn't get one in by summer, I'll plant some summer stuff for her too. So yeah, that's my little garden update. I'll have some more for you in this video. This is my corner of shame. It's actually the corner of our yard, and we've got a lilac here, which had almost died, but we saved it. And every year I would get primroses and transplant them back here, and they'll come back and be pretty huge. But the problem is, I think the slugs have been getting them, and I have really neglected this little bed. So I might try to focus on that this year. And I was sad because none of our garden centers seem to have primroses this year, and I really like to get them, especially since they will come back. Over here is kind of an old-fashioned, I don't know what it even is, fruit. It's not a fruit, but whatever, plant called rhubarb. If you think you don't like it, I have an amazing recipe from my mother-in-law that will change your mind, and I might have to share that later in the summer. Then along here is our raspberries, which we love, love, love. Here is another area of shame. This used to be my strawberry bed, which I did get a few strawberries from. Now it's like a weed bed, and there are strawberries in here hiding. So I can't decide what the best bet would be. With the strawberries, I'm tempted to just pull the whole thing out, separate a few of the surviving berries if they look decent, and put them back in, because that'll give me a chance to clear out the weeds. But I also have strawberry seeds, which I don't know if you can grow them from seed. I've usually just seen starts. I mean, they sell seeds, so maybe you can, but I thought that might be a nice experiment since I do have some surviving plants, is to try both and see what happens. But anyway, as you can tell, I'm out of breath, still battling a cold, and my husband wants to go walking, so I need to go do that. I just wanted to show a few more things. I decided to grab some Snapdragon seeds. They sometimes cross-pollinate and change colors, so I thought maybe putting some new seeds in with the ones I transplanted might add some variety, so that could be fun. I have never planted these before, but I thought those would look really awesome, especially with like the Snapdragons in a cut garden. And this brand I've never used. Oh yes, I have, never mind. I don't know what quality these flowers will be if they do come up. I have found sometimes when I plant, depending on the seed brand, some things look a little more wild or rough instead of like a nice flower. But I'm hoping both of these come up because I think those three would be really cool combination. Plus I already have roses, peonies, and hydrangeas and some other things that come up throughout the summer. And then I had some sunflower seeds last year that came up, but they were the teddy bear kind, which I just wasn't a fan. I like a traditional looking sunflower personally, at least for what I'm using them for. So I'm going to be planting these, but they will not go in the same bed. But I am going to do these and maybe a couple other things in a different section of the garden for more cut flowers. I just really think that would be fun to do this year. So those are the things that I will be adding. And then when I get my summer seeds out that I already own, I'll show, I think I have some asters, bachelor buttons, and zinnias, and I'll show those too once I get to that point. This back corner has a few things that come back every year. These are hostas. I think that's a heuchera, but I don't remember. But it is a little empty, so I'm thinking this corner and the one with the primroses, I would like to add some more stuff, but also kind of add a little whimsy. Maybe kind of cottagey, but not too much. Just mostly kind of like fun, like decorative pieces or unique plants. These long beds at the end of our raspberries is where I'm going to put in those sunflowers and a few other like super tall cut flowers. And I was able to find some primroses after all, so I got this pink one and then this one, which is kind of cool and dark. And so what I was kind of trying to explain was I usually buy them and put them in my front pots when it's cooler, like a lot earlier. And then once it gets too hot for them and they start to fade, I come back and stick them in this bed. So not this pink one and not that dark red one, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 others in this bed are from previous years and they come back. And when I can keep the slugs at bay, they actually are pretty huge. So this is the other corner that I think would be really fun to add some kind of like whimsical touches. I'd love to hear you guys' suggestions, like things I could make or things I could find at thrift stores or yard sales this summer. Just fun accent things you think would be cool in here and in the other back corner. So drop a comment and let me know. I did end up trimming them a bit. They look kind of sad, but I think they actually are going to survive. They feel like they've taken in the soil pretty well. So I think we're okay. They just look kind of sad right now, which I expected. So I will update probably in a summer video to show how they're doing, especially if they start blooming. And this is that strawberry bed. As you can see, I pulled a lot of the stuff out. I didn't end up pulling all of it out. It was so entrenched in there. So what I think I'm going to do is spray some grass killer in the bed and then put down a pre-emergent. Since I'm not going to start the strawberries from seed in here, I'm going to start them indoors and then bring them out once they're plants. And I did rescue a few of my strawberry plants to keep alive. There won't be any seed germination happening, so I should be able to put a pre-emergent to prevent, in the video you could see all these little weeds and stuff. I'm hoping it'll keep them from spreading more seed and other weeds from popping up. And you've seen these before. These are my herb pots. I did put in a couple of pansies, you can see. And then at the back here, there'll be more sweet peas. And these, I think, are volunteer snapdragons from last year. And then down here is
all the strawberries that I saved from my bed so that I can transplant them and see if I can revive that garden bed. I've shown this little planter before. Usually I put things that are kind of crazy in it. This year I decided to do something early on, which is some pansies, and they haven't popped up yet, but in the kind of corners I did some sweet peas, which I love, because last year I did morning glory and it climbed all over and that was awesome. So I thought something climbing for spring would be nice.
As always, thanks for spending time with me in my just real life, everyday stuff. I try not to make it too lecture-y. I probably will do some more instructional videos in the future, but I kind of like the blog style, and I feel like a lot of times that's how we learn. Like from, you know, a friend or family member, we just spend time with them doing the thing. So I'm trying to do that format because that's how I learn, is just by doing something with someone else or watching them do it. Not so much just like, here's step one, here's step two. Although I do like to be organized and sometimes I will do that format. So thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, all the things. Please comment. I say that all the time. Don't be shy. You know, you don't have to be mean, but if you've got something, even if it's like, hey, you know, this might work a little better, I would welcome that. That would be great. That's how we learn, and I'd be interested to hear what other people are doing. Also, you know, if you have fun ideas to share for me or other people, that'd be great. I'm just enjoying doing this, and I hope that we can build a community that just kind of helps each other and makes things more fun. So bye for now.